Welcome everybody. I've got some really strong and really fitting buffs for my boy Passimian. Super sick Pokemon. I would love to use one now. Fighting normal typing, it mirrors Oranguru's typing. It makes him more unique. There's already a pure fighting type with Headstrong, and there's a pure fighting type with Unburden. Both of these abilities are like perfectly fitting for Passimian. It's not even funny. I actually had him as Hustle for a while, but last minute I decided to give that to Beware instead because it's more worth it over Fluffy. But fighting normal, great dual stab combination when you have dark coverage, either reteachable via TM and Tutor with knockoff and Sucker Punch and Hell Thrust, or beat up by level up, and then later on you get Brutal Swing. So two abilities, Headstrong and Unburden. Unburden is massively buffed in this hack, not only because Quick Claw is a single-use item, so if you click this little link here, all of these abilities on the Google Sheet, which by the way, if you're new here, you can find that in the description below. Please give that a look. Buffed and changed 600 plus moves in this hack, and 130 plus custom new moves exists, and you can check out all those on the move sheet, and there's a bunch of other useful sheets, for example, the item and ability sheets. So how that changes and buffs, you can see the Unburden buff with Quick Claw, so it wasn't actually intended to buff Unburden, it just so happens that it works great with Unburden now. So Quick Claw is a single-use consumable item now, so it'll always trigger. So any move in the game will get priority. It doesn't give you, for example, Quick Attack, right, has +1 priority. If you use Quick Claw Headbutt, or I don't know, just a random move I thought of, Quick Claw Close Combat, that's a better example. All right, Quick Claw Close Combat, that's not going to out-prioritize Quick Attack, because it makes you move first in your priority bracket. So if, say, for example, there's a Pokemon that outspeeds Passimian, and you use Quick Claw, now you'll outspeed that Pokemon, assuming it's not using a priority move. But in general, Quick Claw is still great. You can use Quick Claw, Unburden, plus Swords Dancer, Bulk Up, and you get a guaranteed instantaneous +2 attack, +2 speed, or +1 attack, defense, and +2 speed. It's not literally a +2 speed boost. You guys know how Unburden works, I'm assuming. And Passimian is so fast. Naturally, 105 base speed is great for Headstrong, which I'll get into, and also just for regular general sets, that you don't need speed investment with Unburden at all. So with 0 speed investment, you outspeed pretty much everything in the game after an Unburden boost. That's all you ever need. Even if you have like a minus speed nature and 0 IVs, you'll still outspeed basically everything in the game after Unburden. So that's beautiful. Great ability. Unburden is incredible. And then what you can do in that case without speed investment is you can run max HP or max defense or whatever, and you have 190, 70 bulk. So you actually have really good bulk. Typically, Pokemon on attack, I try to base HP more on size. Passimian's actually really big, a lot bigger than I remember. So I let him keep the 100 base HP. He's got even more attack, and he has a great offensive ability, not only in Unburden, but with the Invidious ability capsule, especially once you get the recoil moves, you can switch to Headstrong. Headstrong prevents recoil damage, so you have Stab on Double Edge, and that's 125 base power, and then you have Submission, which is essentially close combat and Double Edge in one move. It's fighting type, so it's 150 base power, drops your defensive stats by 1, and it gives 30% recoil normally. With Headstrong, it gives 0% recoil. So that's really strong. And then you have Headlong Rush and Head Smash for coverage, and then you have Brutal Swing for Dark type coverage, and then you have Wild Charge. Oh, you have Wood Hammer as well for grass coverage, which I think fits pretty well given that he's like, a forest lemur guy with this little helmet made of fruit and the little fruit ball, which is also, by the way, that's why I chose Unburden. That's why I think it's so fitting. I mean, he has this whole thing is like team working with his team and passing the ball or whatever you want to call it. And I think that's super fitting for him to have Unburden, because then you can move even faster without the ball. It's just a really fucking cool ability for like a Pokemon that's design is based on holding that little fruit rugby ball thing. And then Headstrong is because he has that helmet, and well, number one, his personality. Number two, he's got that big helmet. And it's just a really fucking sick ability just to be able to, like, not take recoil. I think it fits in very well as like a rugby type player. I just fucking closed the sheets. Oh god damn it. I have to wait for it to load now. Yeah, that was an accident. So yeah, ability guide, it opened me up right to it. So I'll just go down to Headstrong right here. Yeah, Brutal Swing, Dark type coverage, that's great with the normal and fighting. You don't even need the other stuff, but it's nice for in-game, just to teach for specific circumstances. You also have great TMs and tutor moves, not to mention all of the recoil moves are pretty late in the game. So if I just Control F, Passimian. So, basically you'll be having Wood Hammer as probably your first recoil move, and then around the time you learn Wood Hammer by level up, you'll also get the Play Rough, Wild Charge, Rock Climb, and Takedown TMs. Takedown is fighting type stab, 110 base power. You take 0% recoil, and you don't even drop your defenses. It's just a 0 drawback free, 1 time base power stab move with Headstrong, so that's awesome. And then you have Rock Climb, Wild Charge, and Play Rough, and Woodhammer for coverage. And then at 50, which is post Nanu, you'll get Brutal Swing, and then you'll get Double Edge and Headlong Rush and Head Smash and Submission later in the game for Pony Island and Aether Foundation. So Headstrong is a bit more useful later on. And then even once you get those recoil moves, it's not like Unburden loses its incredible utility because Unburden is insane on this guy. Very, very good. He also has the natural bulk to actually take a first impression, so that won't stop his sweeps. Only other things will stop his sweeps, like priority moves, like other priority moves that are super effective or strong against him. In general, being able to get up that setup move might be hard in certain situations, although he does have the bulk for it, especially with max HP investment. You can definitely take a hit really well. He also has, good immunities to get on the field easier, ghost immunity. He does gain a fighting weakness with departing normal typing, but it fits really well. Honestly, it's kind of weird that he wasn't, in my opinion, because fucking Oranguru is. I don't see why this monkey lemur guy isn't part normal. With these abilities, it works very well as well. You can even do other unburdened stuff. So for example, as you can see on screen, Fling is massively buffed in this hack. I already showed a little bit of it on the item sheet, but basically tons of new items are buffed with Fling. The best ones, in my opinion, are Flame Plate and Iron Ball, though, because Flame Plate is basically Fling is priority, right? And it's normal type, so it's stab. Other Pokemon get it, by the way, like Ambipom and Slacking, but you have Fling. You also have Recycle, which is pretty great. So Fling Iron Ball is 150 base power now, and that's priority. So no matter what, basically Iron Ball halves your speed, so your speed set doesn't matter when it's a priority move. So it's +4 priority, I believe, for Fling, maybe +3. I don't remember exactly. You can just check on the sheet. I'm mid rant. I don't want to lose my train of thought, but yeah, Fling is very powerful. Fling Iron Ball, that's priority, and then you'll get double speed on top of that 150 base power priority normal type stab move. Very, very good combination. And then Flame Plate is weaker, 90 base power. Not that that's weak. A 90 base power priority move is not bad at all. And then it also always will burn the opponent, so that can be really good for totems, especially like Totem Komodo or something. You want to burn it or something. I don't know. It's situational, but it's a good move nonetheless. Definitely worth keeping for a little bit. It's also really fun, so definitely go ahead and use that. Other great utility stuff. He's got Battle Cry. Timeout is a reliable recovery move, so you can use that on Unburdened sets. Also, Drain Punch on Unburdened sets is great for healing, but Timeout is really cool. I also think it's funny because, like, he's a sports player, he calls it Timeout. I think it's pretty cute. Parting Shot, typical stuff for this hack, but he still has a good utility because of that, and he has good bulk. Skirmish is a good utility move as well that drops attack and special attack on top of dealing damage. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. He's just a goat. Like, he's got so many fun things to play around with. You can even use like gems plus Unburden. At the end of the day, Quick Claw is probably always going to be one of the best options for Unburden, but it's not the best. For example, like Bug Gem First Impression for specific boss fights can be good with Unburden. Normal Gem Fake Out for certain boss fights. Fling, obviously, Unburden is really fun and definitely worth using. Focus Sash Unburden with Flail and Reversal is really great. Endure Lychee Berry Unburden is really good with Flail and Reversal, because Endure is a TM, so you can just teach it whenever you want. And then once you learn Flail and Reversal at 45, you have dual stab right there, and you can become extremely fast and extremely strong, and you can just kill everything. It's really fucking great. At that point, though, you're vulnerable to priority, so you won't be able to 6-0 trainers unless you plan it out very well. Quick Claw, for example, the bulk up, you might be thinking, oh, bulk up will take a first impression, but first impression always crits, so it bypasses to the bulk up boost. And you don't resist bug anymore, so fighting no resist bug. So it'll be a little bit more difficult than you might think to get Unburden sweeps off, but you can definitely kill at least 2 or 3 Pokemon on their team if you play it out the right way. And for certain fights, if you prepare your moves properly and your item properly, you can probably get a sweep going for certain boss fights. And for regular trainers, you can totally sweep them. So not that you want to do that, but it's a great Pokemon. Great, strong, high base power, has strong moves. They're good on Unburdened sets too, although you might want to run like a Drain Punch or something on Unburdened set. Jesus, excuse me. Level 70, which is the very end of the game, you'll only have that for like Hapu, Gladion, and then like the League, and then post game you get Unburdened Belly Drum. Complete overkill. I feel like Swords Dance or Bulk Up Quick Claw Unburdened is better in a lot of cases, but Belly Drum is there for the funny haha unga bunga monkey guy. He beats his little belly or his chest or whatever, and he goes to town with that Unburdened Belly Drum with the 130 attack and the normal fighting stab and stuff. It's fun. It's a fun Pokemon. The GOAT, I would love to use one. He's just got so many cool options, and he's such a really cool design. I like Passimian a lot. So, yeah, thanks so much for listening. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Very, very good buffs for my boy. Very fitting. Like, these 2 abilities are so perfect for him. So, I'm really happy with how they turned out. All right, thank you for listening, and I'll be back for more buffs and changes coming up. Peace.